Andrea, great to see you, and we're here on the eve of a new season. There's lots of excitement building. We've got a new livery and we've got a new car. How excited are you about what lies ahead?
Well, it's always exciting time, you know, when you see the season approaching, when you see the work that you have put together over the winter starting to come together, the parts that actually arrive. So we don't have a car yet, because this car will be revealed on the 14th of February. We have a livery now, which we love. And like I say, exciting time for everyone at McLaren. It's the same for all Formula One teams at this time of the season, really. But you know, above all, at the moment, like always for us, it's just focus on delivering, focus on you know, continuing with the challenges associated with delivering a Formula One car. Is thousands of parts, so it's always looking like a little bit of a miracle when you see it actually coming together and you have a car. So that's this time of the year. So far, so good, I would say. Things have moved on smoothly from last year on to this year, so we will see then when we have the car on track what we've been able to achieve.
And in kind of moving smoothly from one year to another, you've had this opportunity to be team principal for that whole period, heading into your second season. Yeah. Do you feel like you've got all the tools in place now to feel quite comfortable going in with a nice pre-season and a year under your belt?
We have the tools. We have the tools from infrastructure point of view. You know, we talked about this topic extensively last year, and now finally these tools have actually been used to develop the car in the wind tunnel. For instance, the MCL38 has been entirely developed here at the MTC wind tunnel. This is really great news for McLaren. The manufacturing infrastructure, we are testing the MCL38 in the new simulator. So this is definitely very effective. We see the benefit. And then from a staff point of view, with Rob Marshall and David Sanchez joining, we have added horsepower to the team, and now we're working on integration, getting Rob and David to know everyone at McLaren, benchmark the way we do things from a methodological point of view in particular, looking at the car, looking at what's coming, and I think we will have an impact of these important additions distributed over the 2024 season, and then more clearly onto the 2025. But again, like I said, so far so good.
Now, I know obviously the car behind you isn't, like you said, the new car, but when we do get to see it, how different is it going to be to last year's model, or is it going to be much more of a revolution?
It will be an innovative evolution, I would say. I think there will be some areas of the car that, you know, we show that there's been innovation, there's been some steps compared to the MCL60. But very often in Formula One, it's much more about the incremental gains that you can see in all the areas of the car. So there will be some visible elements of almost discontinuity with the past, but the bulk, the most of the improvement from an aerodynamic efficiency point of view, mechanical grip, interaction with the tires, it will come from many details that not necessarily will be so clearly visible.
What then are the targets with this new car? You just mentioned all of the new infrastructure coming online. You obviously had such a great year last year, and with this kind of carry forward, I guess there must be a lot of hope that you can take the fight to Red Bull and kind of keep on that trajectory.
So the investment on resources is ultimately to put a team in condition to, and for us specifically, to put McLaren in condition to keep the gradient of development that we established last year, that led to the development of Austria, Singapore. We needed to make sure that we are not plateauing now. We keep these gradients of development. This is what we seem to have been able to do so far. And you do have to have these investments in human resources, in infrastructure, and then you need to keep investing on continuing developing your know-how. On all these elements, I think McLaren is in a good place. So hopefully this will be rewarded by results. But results will also depend on what our competitors have been able to do. So for us, it will be important to see that we've been able to deliver according to our objectives. First of all, in terms of car performance, but also improving some of the operations that definitely highlighted some opportunities based on the 2023 season. And then we will see on track where we are in relative terms based on what our competitors have done.
So Zak, new year, new opportunity and a new livery. I know the fans always get excited when they get to see a new livery, but what do you make of it?
Oh, we love it. And we did it for the fans. You know, I think we've been leading the way in some different special liveries over the last couple of years, and so we're very engaged with our fans, listen to what they like about our car, and so this is the output of what our partners would like, what our fans would like, and it's something we're very proud of and can't wait to see it on the track for the first time.
And I know what really matters to you though is what's underneath that livery and the quality of the car. What are your kind of hopes and expectations for this season after such a strong campaign last year?
Well, we obviously want to, kind of pick up where we left off. We were towards the sharp end of the field, still with a gap to the very front, but I think we've had a good winter. All the men and women at McLaren have done an outstanding job continuing with the development of last year's car, so anticipating us being competitive. The 9 other teams are never sitting still, so I'm sure they're all going to bring a faster race car than they had last year, so we'll just have to see where things kind of line up on the grid early part of the year.
Now you mentioned that development curve last year was so strong, and the great thing is the investment in the team meant you've got that wind tunnel that you can put the car in, you've got the simulator coming online as well. How key is it to have those kind of projects coming online, and how much of an impact do you think they might have?
Well, very important. And, Formula One's all about incremental gains, whether it's incremental gains from your people or the technology and the resources that you have. So we do have everything that we need, but it's a very competitive sport. Very proud of all the work that everyone did last year. We have some new additions, which will be additive to this already great team, and some new technologies. I think in Formula One, there is no silver bullet. It's about incremental gains everywhere, and that's where the team's pushing very hard.
Now you mentioned there were some new additions to the team, but you've also got stability within the driver lineup with Lando and Oscar. How excited are you about what they might be able to achieve this season?
Very excited. I think we have the best driver lineup, and I love their age and their experience and how well they work together. So I'm looking forward to watching them race McLarens for hopefully a long time, and we're working hard to give them equipment to be able to win races, because no doubt both drivers are very capable of that. So as we put together the building blocks, you need to have a great team principal, you need to have a great technical team, a great pit crew, a great finance department, a great marketing team, a great HR department. It all comes together, and I think we have the people, and now it's just about kind of bringing it all together and trying to knock the winners off the perch.
Now to try and do that, I guess the people you've got to knock off that perch are Red Bull. Do you think you'll be able to fight them a little bit more consistently this year? Because you were the greatest threat to them last year.
Yeah, it's hard to know. Also, Mercedes, Ferrari, these are unbelievable racing teams. So I think, obviously, I would think the industry are all pointed towards Red Bull, thinking that they'll be the favorites. I think based on what they did last year, they have to be. But I think the pace of development, as you saw with our race car last year, I think it's kind of hard to say definitively who's going to be at the front, because the grid is so unbelievably close now, thanks to really the cost cap that's brought parity. We still have some work to do around regulations for the future to kind of make sure this A-B team and co-ownerships doesn't kind of take away from the sporting fairness now that we have this cost cap in. And so on that basis, I think you're going to have 10 very competitive teams next year.